I'm at one of my favorites and biggest events in Europe, by the way. This is literally in a movie theater. I'm going to show you around later on, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, what Bitcoin's doing, what crypto is doing. Because listen, a lot of people, they're bullish one day, they're bearish the next day, they're bullish one day, they're bearish the next day. I'm leaning bullish, but if you look at the technicals, we are in a range. Now, I can't show you the charts right now. I really can't show you the charts. I'm literally on my phone at an event. But if you actually look at the charts, you will see that we're in a lower range of about 78, 79,000 to about 85, 86,000. That's the lower range of the 80 psychological to 90K range in general. And we're waiting for a breakout. If we break out lower, let's say 78, 79,000 and 80K becomes resistance, then that could lead to further downside and possible technical bear market. But if we stay in this range, we might see altcoins run, which we talked about and we're seeing right now. And we actually may be able to establish support and maybe call the bottom is in. Not saying it yet. If you looked at my last video, what was it? It was Sunday. I actually showed you my new indicator. It's still red, so we're still in a bearish trend right now. But generally speaking, we have to see what happens. Now, a lot of people talk about the FOMC or the interest rates, this, that. But you have to understand it does not matter. Yes, sometimes it's bullish. Yes, it can be bullish. Yes, it would be leaning bullish if they start doing that. But if you remember, when the Fed dropped rates during 2008, we kept on going down. During COVID, we kept on going down. During the dot-com bubble, we kept on going down. So what I'm trying to say is don't follow news. Look at TA, look at technical analysis. That will tell you, show me the charts, and I will tell you the news. Now, that said, if I would get in, I would get into Bitcoin only. I would keep a stop loss or mental stop loss under the 78K level if that becomes a resistance. If I get into any altcoins, it would be big altcoins. It would be Solana, it would be Sui, it would be maybe Polkadot, and I'll tell you why in another video. Actually, I'll tell you right now, we had some huge alpha. I actually shared a video yesterday. I talked to Polkadot. I'm going to be talking to them again later on. But I also talked to them in Romania about a month ago. And they are actually releasing games. You can literally play Doom on Polkadot as we speak, and they're doing great things. So Polkadot is coming with a vengeance, trying to make a comeback, giving lots of marketing. And I really think it's one of those projects that will make a comeback and do well once this bull market starts setting up again. But even if it's the next bull market, we don't care. Polkadot is here to stay. And no, this video is not sponsored, by the way. Neither was last month. So, and I did do some sponsored videos for Polkadot a while ago, but that contract ended. So what I'm saying is what I believe. Now, I will be speaking at this event. I want to show you the event a little bit, what's going on. This is just one part of it. This is just one hall. You have the main stage later on. I'm actually going to release a video showing you what's going on exactly, but this is just one part of it. And what they did, they actually rented a movie theater, a whole movie theater, and each cinemas is actually a different workshop or stage and so on. So it's actually quite massive here. You have people all over the world. It's one of the busiest with most buzz and most vibe. It would be the event of Europe that would remind you of Dubai, if that makes sense. Now, in Dubai, I did have our own booth. Here we have kind of our own booth. We have like a little interview booth over here. That's my girlfriend, by the way, if you met her, Anna, taking selfies. Hi, Anna, taking selfies. So now, yeah, and we are here this time. But yeah, the booth last time, we had a booth at Dubai. This time we have a little booth for interviews and so on. Let's walk around it just a little bit. But yeah, listen, right now you're sitting on your hands. If you're not buying right now with a mental stop loss under that 78K level, basically you would be sitting on your hands waiting. There are trades to be taken, but generally speaking, you want to wait. You have to wait. And as far as that event, the Fed cuts and so on, yes, it plays a role, but not as much as people think. Again, show me the charts, and I will tell you the news. Let's see if we can see anybody around. Actually, come over here. Since we are live, you can actually see right here, you have the Polkadot booth. And I'll talk to them later on because they seem pretty busy right now. But there's so much going on. Hi, how you doing? Good. So much going on, lots of buzz, lots of vibe, lots of interesting people. But yeah, please feel free to answer your questions. I do see Rene Montenegro in the chat. How are you doing, Rene? John Henry says, have you considered waxing your bald head? Why do I need to wax it? Isn't it shiny enough? Anyway, it does look dry. Yeah, I have. So for people that don't know, I have an immune system problem, because I went through cancer 3 times. I went through CAR T therapy and bone marrow transplant twice, which one of them was CAR T therapy. So I'm lucky to be alive, and I'm lucky to be at this awesome event. I only started traveling again last year, and I almost died. So yes, maybe I wax it, but I'm just happy it's there. And yes, it is a bit dry. That's because I was supposed to take every 2 months. I have a special drip for about an hour and a half for my immune system, but I didn't have enough time to take it as I was coming to this event. So my immune system is fighting a lot of stuff. It's having a difficult time fighting a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's a problem with the bald head. But what can we do? At least I can come here, do these events, do interviews, bring you alpha, and maybe, just maybe, I can give you hairstyling tips. Because maybe that's something you'd like to see. I see Melvin said, hello, do you think that Bitcoin will go up again to 120,000? So if you remember all of 2024, I was talking about Bitcoin reaching $100,000 to $140,000 by the end of 2024. And then I called for either a top of Bitcoin, not top of market, and that it would either get into a bear market or something that would look like a bear market. I am actually leaning that we're in something that looks like a bear market, and it does. When you have massive news like Bitcoin Reserve and so on, and the price does not move to the upside, that is a sign of a bear market. When you're under certain resistances and everything, that does look like a bear market. But I don't think it is. I think it's a technical bear market. In other words, it's a glitch in a longer bull market, and I think we're going to keep on going up. Now, that said, I did call to take profits from altcoins into Bitcoin in December, and I did say we were expecting a massive dump before Trump, or if we don't get that big enough dump, we're going to have a dump when Trump comes out. That's what happened, because I was saying we didn't have a big enough dump. And essentially, we got that later. One thing I did not expect is for this dump to last so long, not so low. I actually expected the lower side, because I was saying that Bitcoin does drop 30, 40, even 50% in bull markets, and that's what I was expecting, and that we did not have a big enough drop. But essentially, if you have a look, we did get that drop. Bitcoin stalled, that confused us and fell later, which kept the dump longer in time than what I expected, not in price. But generally speaking, we called this. Everything was pretty cool, if that makes sense. I see Bet Channel saying, hola, hola, my friend. Hola, are you from Spain? Awesome. But yeah, to answer your question, I do think we're going to have a run up. Will we hit 120? I don't know. Maybe we break it. I was calling 100 to 140,000, and I'm still sticking by that. And once we get above, if we get above 140, we can reevaluate to the 180K level. But until then, I will be acting like bull market, like this is a 4-year cycle. There's no reason to say it's going to be otherwise until proven otherwise. So we're going to still do what we know we do, what we expect to do, and basically go by that rule. And if the only thing is, if we go back up again and we continue going up, maybe when we take profits towards the end of the year, we keep more to the side for a potential extended market, if that makes sense. I'm not seeing many more questions over here. What I am going to do, I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to show you something really, really cool. So if you come over here later on, you're going to see that they have Jägermeister, and I will be coming and exploring. Hi, how you doing? I will be exploring this drink later on before I go on stage. So maybe you see me drunk on stage talking about crypto scams later on. But yeah, if you walk around here, it's a massive, massive event. There's lots of alpha. There's little food here, like look, cheese bits or whatever these are. What is this?
Mango, dry mango.
Mango, oh dry mango. I'm gonna come and eat this later on.
No sugar, natural dry mango from Cambodia.
Dry mango from Cambodia. I'm gonna try it later on, but dry fruit is sugar, but that's okay. Dry mango is good sugar. Okay, got you. Hi, how you doing? We have fellow cameraman here. He has a bigger camera than mine.
Yeah.
Size does not matter. So yeah, let's come over here and see who else is over here. But generally speaking, those are my views. That's what I'm saying. What about alt season? So alt season will start. Look, a lot of people are waiting for different things to happen. A lot of people saying, "Oh, this has to happen for alt season to happen." The truth is, we don't know. We don't know, but I do think if Bitcoin ranges, when Bitcoin ranges, alts should fly. You're seeing alt season. You're seeing alts want to fly. They want to go up. They're just being suppressed. So it's just a matter of time of getting that spark, so to speak, that confidence, where greed, because that's what it is, people start getting into altcoins. When Bitcoin starts moving up slowly in a range, and altcoins start moving up faster, like a little spikes, people will get greedy, and that's what sparks alt season. It's got nothing to do with everything else. Again, forget news. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. I don't know if that makes sense. But generally speaking, I go by charts. I'm going to hang around here because I want to see if we can grab my man here from Polkadot real quick and see if he can give us some alpha live on YouTube. But yeah, let me see if we have any more questions here. If you believe in Jesus, yes I do, you will get eternal life. If you don't believe that Jesus died for you, you will die in your own sins. Okay, thank you very much for your message. I appreciate it. So it's funny because I was always a believer, right? I always believe in God. I am Christian Orthodox. And the thing is that a lot of times I question myself if I really believe. And I do believe. And going through cancer 3 times, getting chemotherapies, getting bone marrow transplants, I kept praying as long as, when I lost my memory, obviously I couldn't pray because I lost my memory at some point in hospital. And also when I didn't have energy to speak at all or even think. But as much as I could stay awake, I would pray. And I remember even praying and falling asleep while I was praying because I couldn't stay awake because of my energy. So yes, I do believe. But again, I do also believe that a lot of people will be saved. And this is not 100% because I don't know, I do not know. I realize what I don't know and what I do know. But I do believe that a lot of people from different religions will be saved. Because if you think about it, I think God looks at the heart and it says God is just. Now, that said, I'm not saying you will be saved if you're a good Satanist. But you get what I mean. Like, I'm 100% sure that God exists. I'm 100% sure that I'm Christian, right? But I'm not 100% sure I'm right? So I like to keep an open mind. But I do believe because otherwise I wouldn't be praying even though I went through it 3 times. And I actually lost my parents while I was fighting. And I kept praying. So I think my faith is there. And you know, it's hard, it's hard to know until you're really tested that way, if that makes sense. Then Davidoff saying hi. When I used to smoke Davidoff, by the way. I don't know if you have any association to the brand. But yeah. So anyway, let me see if I can grab my man here real quick, maybe. He's talking in some language. Maybe don't know what language that is, but yeah. But I will be going to the side event of Polkadot later on and covering it and making a video. And I do think that Polkadot have a lot of things to bring to the table. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get in, but they seem busy right now. So I don't want to just butt in, if that makes sense. Any more questions, by the way? If it's your first time here, this channel is all about crypto, all about entrepreneurship. My name is Paul, and I do try answering all questions. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and put your questions in the chat. I try to answer all of them. Where are find the meet schedule for today? It's right over. So it's if you are in Poland right now, Dan. Right now, hi. How are you doing?
Hi.
You're live.
Hi. And nice to meet you, Paul.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Yana.
Hi, Yana. How you doing?
What do you do?
I'm a YouTuber.
YouTuber, really.
Yeah. Now
That's
you're a
great.
YouTuber.
Yeah, high five. It's good. So, what is your channel?
It's called The Crypto Factor.
Crypto Factor. Sounds good.
I'm also a consultant. I write books and stuff, but I just talk about YouTube most of the time.
Yeah, and we're licensing consultant as well, in case anyone needs a crypto license.
Oh, licensing. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
Crypto gaming.
Anybody out there needs like a license for crypto, this is the person to talk to.
Thumbs
Right?
up. Factor.
Yeah, you can. It's a really cool channel.
Ah.
We have amazing subscribers.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I will check that later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. So yeah, if you so Ben, if you come to the main stage, if you're here, you can see the schedule for the main stage over here, but there's schedules all over the place. But yeah, this is where I'm talking right here. At 3:50, I'm actually talking about exposing the scams and missteps in crypto marketing on the main stage. But I'm probably gonna change my, and I don't know if they're gonna like this, but I might actually change my presentation and go impromptu and talk about something else. So we'll see if I do that. Because I like doing stupid things. I hate scripts. So I'm really, really contemplating changing the script and doing something completely different without them expecting it. It will be fun for me as well. Maybe I make a mistake. Might be a complete disaster, but it will be fun nevertheless. This is, by the way, I'm sorry I'm gonna butt in. This lady right here,
Hi!
she drinks more coffee than me.
I don't. It's only my second one.
It's her second one. I'm on my fifth.
And she's also the crypto queen of Estonia, so let's go.
She definitely looks like the crypto queen of Estonia. I'll see you later. But yeah, so yeah, she's beautiful, beautiful eyes. Did you see her? The crypto queen of Estonia?
No, I didn't see
There's this lady, she's beautiful eyes. Oh my God, I'm alive and I've totally just lost it. My girlfriend's gonna kill me when she sees this. But anyway, so yeah, let's go back to the booth. Let's see what's going on. And let's see if we can answer any more of your questions here. By the way, let me show you my booth one more time. And yes, I know that's a really cool picture of me. I know I don't look like that anymore, but it is what it is. So let me just get in here real quick. And there's my beautiful queen of Greece. Okay, please don't get jealous when you see me talking about the Queen of Estonia on YouTube later on. So anyway, let me see if you have any more questions here. Changing script and yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna change it. I'm definitely gonna change the script, and we'll see what happens. Someone's fixing their booth over there in the background, but yeah. So anyway, I don't see many questions. I guess I'm not usually live at this time of day. I'm usually live in the evening, and my videos usually get out later on. So I don't see many questions. Let me see if I missed any questions, but I don't think so. There's the waxing part over there. What do you mean when you say alts are being supposed? No, what I'm saying is altcoins look like they want to break out. They're just looking for an excuse. And the excuse is, once Bitcoin starts ranging to the upside, but there's low volatility, people get greedy and start buying altcoins. Now, there's so low liquidity in altcoins right now that any little move will make a big impact. So suddenly people will start FOMOing and getting into altcoins. And hopefully this extends and goes into a full-blown alt season, if that makes sense. So it's all about sentiment, if that makes sense, when it comes to alt season. I know a lot of people say, oh, this will happen when they do rate cuts, this, that. It's irrelevant. Believe me, it's irrelevant. It's an excuse, and yes, it can give fire, it can give fuel, it can give momentum, but it does not mean that that's what's going to happen. There's news for the masses and news for the classes. You will never get the news for the classes. You will always get the news for the masses, which either you get too late or is irrelevant, because people already acted on that news and it's priced in. So essentially your biggest bet, your only bet is TA, technical analysis. And that's why I look at ranges, that's why I have the crypto factor, the factor line indicator coming out soon. We'll talk about that next week. I'll do a walkthrough and so on. And that's what I look at, and that's why I get most of my calls right. I'm not saying I get everything right, but we get most, our success rate on the channel is actually very high. It's extremely high. So yeah, that's about it. I don't see any more question. Mavia did break out. Mavia looks very strong. I was in Mavia, I was talking about Mavia for a while. Unfortunately, I got out of Mavia. See, full transparency here. I got out of Mavia when I started getting my smaller crypto coins into Bitcoin in December. But Mavia looks extremely strong. And when I find the opportunity, I will get in. Let's see what questions we have here. What's trend on crypto in 2025 next bull market? What do you think about? What's trend on crypto 2025, 2026? Well, we have the Bitcoin narrative. I'm not sure I understand your question, but we have the Bitcoin narrative and we also have American-made cryptocurrencies. I think AI, or I believe AI will be one of the narratives that will pump and gaming will come back. That's what I was talking about forever. I was saying AI first, then gaming. We've seen gaming a little bit, but we haven't seen it take off yet. I think after AI, gaming will take off. And towards the end of the bull market, which is now, because this is the last year of the bull market, in my opinion, at least when it comes to the 4-year cycle, then we're also going to see RWA run as well as deepen, and that's what we're seeing. Run on hype, because we're not ready for deepen on the RWA yet. Hi, how you doing? You're live on the Crypto Factor since you came in my booth. How you doing?
Hi, hey.
Where are you
I'm,
from?
I'm okay. I'm from Liberland.
Where?
From Liberland. Okay, I'm from Poland, yes,
Okay.
but we created Liberland blockchain. We are startup country.
Okay, awesome. Maybe I'll talk to you later on.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So anyway, this is a private booth, by the way. Sorry. So anyway, so we have this booth. It's people don't realize it's a private booth, but it's okay. But generally speaking, sorry about that. Let me ask any more. Let me see what else questions you have. When a big influencer or TV advertisement says buy this stock or that crypto, it means it will. Usually it does. Usually it does. Not 2-3 days. It all depends on the narrative volume momentum of that time. It's one of the top signals when you see. So this theory comes from when everybody starts getting in, when your Uber driver, your grandmother, and everyone's in crypto, then usually it's the top, and this is usually when big influencers get in as well. Yes, but you can't compare it to last bull markets, because as time moves on, more and more people come into crypto and there's more attention to it anyway. So yes, but it goes a little bit, you can't just see it that way. The best way to see it, again, is through technical analysis. And you can see it with the factor line. You can see it on my indicator. It usually confirms the top. It doesn't get the top, but it confirms the top. Again, I'll show you this next week or something. You can't get it, by the way, it's private. I am going to start making it available for people that buy my course. Maybe the link is in the description down below. But don't buy it just yet. Wait to see what I have to say about it if you like it, and then see if you like it. My question, sir, I don't understand what I just answered your question. Thank you so much for your opinion, Paul. You're very welcome, sir. Tell any 2 fundamental factors for crypto. Again, I don't look at fundamentals. I look at TA. I look at technicals. I don't care about fundamentals. Fundamentals are just noise. They can have some short effects. Fundamentals have been the same for Bitcoin since inception. The only thing that's changed is proof of concept. The fundamentals are exactly the same, whether they were in a bear market or a bull market. Fundamentals don't matter. It's all about trend. It's all about sentiment. It's all about fear and greed. As soon as you figure that out, that's when you'll be able to actually do extremely well when it comes to crypto or any market, not just crypto, if that makes sense. Wow, people, it's starting to get busy. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this. Two toots, says Armand. You're very welcome. Hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And yes, I will see you in. I'll see you later on. I'll go live again. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye bye.